Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. And who let the cats out? Who? Oh boy, I don't even know where to begin with this. Harley Quinn, issue number 56. The first comic that I got, that I've bought and paid for, my own money, purely to roast. Purely because it's trash. I told myself I wouldn't do this. And I watched a video by Doug Ernst. If you don't follow Doug Ernst, you should get to know him. He's a good guy. He's got a good channel. And he's been good to my channel, been a good friend. So he did a video on this book. And I was inspired to, what does that saying go? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Doug, I don't know if you're watching my video, but I'm going to not plagiarize you, but I'm going to put in my 2 cents on basically things you've already said. You get credit, all the credit for going here first. Thank you for pointing this book out to me. Everyone needs, if you are a comicsgate comic person that does YouTube videos, you need to review this book. Someone needs to get word out to Zach. He doesn't ever listen to me, but this book, oh my word. Harley Quinn. Now, take a look here. I just did a review on Crisis. I'm not sure which one I'm going to publish first, so if it's not up, if you don't see it. But I just filmed my review for Heroes in Crisis number 4 and covered a little bit of the hoopla that's going around with the fake outrage of the sexified characters. You know what's funny is that Harley Quinn might be the most objectified, overly sexualized character in mainstream comics, and yet SJWs never have a problem with her. Nope. Totally cool. Totally fine. Whoops, sorry for that noise. Jeez. No problem with this. Now, not that I have a problem with it either. I'm more of calling out their hypocrisy. You can see there's a ton of pussies on the cover. That's what this book is for. This comic is comicsgate, the comic. This is so laugh out loud ridiculous. You will not believe. All the things I've seen Marvel do cringeworthy, and some of their books, like, what was it, that famous X-Men Red issue with the tastes like mustard and bigotry. All the cringe-inducing stuff. It was like DC said, hold my beer. I've never read a Harley Quinn comic. I don't like Harley Quinn. Number one, she's a villain. I don't want to read comics about villains. I like heroes. I read comics about people who are heroes or aspire to be heroes, who are role models, and things that we can try to live up to. You know, even if we can't ever be Superman ourselves, he can serve as an example for us to strive to. This is not a role model. This is an SJW. Oh, Harley Quinn's not an SJW. Oh no. Think again. This is DC canon. Harley Quinn is an SJW. And she's also a murderer. And like Zach always likes to point out, SJWs love blunt trauma to the head. Her weapon of choice is a big mallet, to which she kills people with. To the head. So here we have her visiting Nate Man's hot dogs. Parody of Nathan's famous hot dogs. If you've never had a Nathan's famous, you haven't had a real hot dog. I used to think hot dogs were for, you know, like the ramen of meat, but no, Nathan's changed all that. So he's like, how you doing, Harley? Not so good, Nate. I got just the thing. What's this? Pepto Dog. Delicious, healthy, and guaranteed to settle your stomach. And the pink color is appetizing to the eye. Get it? Because, you know, SJWs love pink. I don't. It's on the house. Of course, because this lowly hot dog vendor, who probably doesn't make much more than ends meet, it's not a lucrative business, He just likes to give free food out to mass murdering criminals. And he's good friends with them. And we get the, monologue. Oh, and I'm probably going to read a lot of this. This is probably going to be long. I apologize ahead of time, but I don't apologize. This is a momentous comic book. It's not my stomach that's been bothering me, but the allergies. Oh, well, it's like the old Russian proverb my grandma used to tell me. Never turn down a free hot dog. Pepto Dog's not half bad. As a matter of fact, it's all bad. Jeez, Harley. He just gave you a free hot dog because he cared about you. What a bitch. Meanwhile, back at the office. Achoo! Knock, knock. These allergies are wrecking me. And what would cause our intrepid anti/building manager to have such a bad allergies that someone would offer her a medicinal hot dog, you might ask? Why is Harley Quinn a building manager? She's literally a doctor. Okay, so if she's reformed, if we're going to believe that she's capable of being in society and all of society has just ignored all the fucking crimes that she's done, why is she not a doctor? I mean, Scarecrow is a practicing doctor, for God's sake. Like, so stupid. Is this a Marvel comic? Did Marvel get Harley? No, this DC. So, for some reason, you can tell it's Marvel, not Marvel, because it actually has professional art. So we got Catman here. I just call him, he's not really called Catman, but he's not a crazy cat lady, because that would be, probably not proper. It would be too stereotypical of women. So we've got this cat guy. His name's Monsieur Cats. We need to discuss your monster cats. Oh. Pettergate. Guest writer Mark Russell. Guest artist Mirka Andolfo. Don't have a problem with the artist. It's okay. Mark Russell. I'm going to remember this name. Holy shit bags. Oh, God. And this guy's name is Feral Cats. He's a legendary criminal and literal cat burglar. So, mad respect. Yes. In modern comics in 2019, the heroes respect the burglars, the thieves. What the? I'm literally face-palming. Pretty sure there's a 30-cat limit on one-bedroom apartments in New York. These are no pets, mere pets, Mademoiselle Quinn, but a highly skilled team trained in the arts of thievery extraordinaire. It took me years to recruit and train the cats I can't even read this. To train cats of such exquisite criminality. Look at them. Tee-hee, look, they're on the monkey bars going across. Oh, it's... for fuck's sake. Oh, it goes back legacies. Blah, 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 bullshit. Okay, he wears them like a coat. And they do his thing. He's watching a boxing match because why the fuck would... Somehow cat burglars go to boxing matches to commit crimes. I don't... Whatever, they go, they're raiding people, I guess here, because all the people wear all their jewels to boxing matches, so it'd make more sense if it was like the opera or a Broadway play or something, but no, whatever, this person, whatever, stupid. Oh, and because, Harley Quinn has got to be DC's version of Deadpool, everything's got to be just totally outrageously whack. I don't know who this character is. If you're a Harley fan, you probably, whatever, it's a fucking egg. Oh, soft boiled. Ooh, knocky knocky. Don't look at me. I'm an indecent egg. Oh, geez, sorry, Eggy. What do you want? Wah, 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 wah. I can just hear the laugh track in the background. What? It ain't about what I want. It's about what you want. Oh, look, he's got some sort of cybernetic contraption. He's an egg with Dr. Octopus arms. A pet who don't eat eggs. Oh, she does sound nice. Tee tee. Pretty sure cats eat eggs. Pretty sure most meat-eating carnivores will eat eggs. I'm not sure. I have to look up, but I'm sure. I bet if I had a cat and I took some hard-boiled eggs and I ground them up, put it in their bowl, they'd eat it. They're famous for wanting milk too, so they love dairy. Whatever, nothing matters. Somehow I knew this day would come. Shut up and take one of these sinister cats. And then, of course, now the hot dog vendor, she's trying to give him, and it's like, what would I want with a cat? Come on, this place has got to be crawling with rats. It's not crawling with rats. Look at him. How dare you? I'm dignified. Not plural, anyway. Okay, give me a calico. Mechanically separated meat. What the? Wow. Oh, look, he's got a wallet. Tee. Thief cat. Oh, gross. Like, do we really need to fucking see snot coming out of someone's... No. She's just... Harley's walking around. Free cats. When did she become such a, like... what's the term? I forget. A good Samaritan. It's not the term I'm looking for, but it's like, oh, I'm just going to help. She's a fucking crazy-ass criminal. What happened to Harley Quinn? Who the fuck is this? This is just a cosplay person, and if the artist were a more typical artist, she'd be sexing it all up. She's just looking hot. This is an example for women that want to look hot to nerds and geeks. They have something to dress up. Oh, look, he's flying his little helicopter. Yeah, free cats. Hey, sister, we're all about free cats. Yeah. I got the dyed blue and a dyed pink hair. I got it all covered with SJW. Oh, let's get past this nonsense. Oh, here's where the comic starts to get great. Nate Man's famous. Excuse me, teach him a lesson. And I'm kicking this hot dog vendor while he's down. Oh. Villains. Yoo-hoo. Yeah, man, teach him good. And they're just stomping this guy. If you could just... Mustard's on the counter, toots. Actually, I'm here for the catsup. Oh, it's... Oh. Grown. Only losers shake down a hot dog stand. Yeah. If you, rob millions, then you're cool, But if you rob a hot dog vendor, you're a loser. It's much better just to murder people in cold blood. Like Harley Quinn, you stupid losers. And history is written by the wieners. Ta-da! And of course, Harley, being the compassionate soul that she is, certainly don't relish seeing those two again. God, the puns. They're gone. You can stop the hot dog puns now. What was that all about anyway? Concerned Harley. Oh. Rival pet dealers, apparently they don't like people getting their cats from women. Alright. So if you haven't seen Doug's View and you haven't read this book, this is an allegory of comicsgate, where instead of comics, it's pet shops. Instead of the comic industry. Well, no, it's not even quite true. It should be the way this is done. They, of course, just like SJWs always do, misconstrue everything, lie about the actual facts of the matter. So the allegory is not a true allegory. It's an allegory of the myth and lies that they spread about comicsgate. So the pet store is comicsgate. So if you are a comicsgate person at all, if you support the idea of comicsgate, you support, which I need to remind people, the liars, because I haven't been able to be on Twitter because I'm still locked out, because SJWs, like Harley, weaponized Twitter's reporting system to get me suspended from Twitter. I have appealed multiple times on Twitter, can't get off because Twitter's run by people like this, and so they're all in it together. If you support comicsgate, which is professionalism in comics, you expect to be treated by professionals professionally. If that you support that, and you support the idea that comics need to be quality and should not be proselytizing to you with heavy-handed propaganda based on idea politics and social agendas. That's all comicsgate is about. That's where it started. Fans complained about these things. The comic industry spat back in their face and called them bigots and liars and hate mongers and everything they could. And then when fans got angry for being called such things, and rightly so, then the comics industry came back and said, oh, you are comicsgate. They created the label. We, because I support this idea, embraced the label instead of trying to hide it. We wore it proudly and said, yep, that's us. Our side is right. We have nothing to be ashamed of. Your label is just describing righteous. So, anyways, they run a pet store right here in Brooklyn. Seriously? That's a thing? Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh, look, the store's called Menopause. I have never seen a comic that's more on the nose and heavy-handed than this. Pets by men, for men. Now remember, this is comicsgate. These guys are comic skaters, right? And the pets are the comics. And they want it to be all about them. They claim it's about preserving tradition or quality of pets or whatever, but they really don't want any competition for their lame-ass store. Excuse me, do you have any chinchillas? Chinchillas are for wussies. Here's a snake. Yeah, that's exactly what comicsgate's all about. So how do you expect me to find home for these cats? You don't. That's the point. Well, maybe I should just go pay their store a little visit. I would advise against that. This movement is bigger than just one store, right? Because comicsgate is bigger than just a couple of people. You know, you can't just speak out against one person. You have to attack the whole fucking thing. Look at this comic store, this pet store. Male chauvinist pigs, as mentioned in Penthouse Forum. Yeah, there's misogynists. Mike's rent an animal. They all have one common goal, to keep the pet industry as it was, or at least as they wish it had been. But seriously, I wouldn't shake their cage. You don't want them all coming after you. Thanks, Nate. That sounds like wise advice. You know, because that's what happens, right? They're trying to allude that if you piss off one comic skater, that, you know, they all come after you, which of course is the reverse. The reverse is true. This is why I'm off Twitter. Renfamous, who says actual horrible things, got a slap on the wrist, was only gone for a few days. I'm like at 3 weeks. I'm not even suspended, by the way. I didn't get a suspension. Twitter has not found me guilty of anything. They just locked my account because someone complained about a post. And they said you can appeal this or delete the post and then have your access back. And I am just being obstinate and choosing to stand my ground, and I'm right. So I'm appealing. I didn't think the appeal would take 3 weeks. I have not even heard anything. Meanwhile, back at Menopause, Pets for Men, free cats, of course. So she's got to stand out front and, you know, antagonize. We got Persians, we got bobtails, we got cats for whatever ails. Oh, I'd like a cat. So he gives her a cat, none of that matters. And of course, here they come, those big, bad, mean comic skaters who wear masks. Now, who do you know that actually goes out in the streets with weapons and masks? A lot of them live in Portland, you know, and no, not the Portland Comic Mafia, although possibly they're one and the same. Oh yeah, it's Antifa. They try to make comicsgate out to be what they are in this allegory. So they paint us as them to show how bad we are. This is what's killing me. You're in Fairtown, honey. Hey, if people don't want your trouser rats, it ain't my fault. Look, I just got a few cats to hand out. If people don't want them, they've got like a million other pets to choose from. Who are you really working for? Who'd you sleep with to get all those cats? Oh, right, because, you know, that's always the whole thing, right? It's like, yeah, those comics gators are always falsely accusing us of sleeping around. Oh, what just happened with Zoe Quinn? That, you know, the famous girl who started comicsgate because she was sleeping around with journalists and being completely unethical because to get good reviews for games, and then gamers kind of complained about it, and then the industry took the side not of the gamers, but they took the side of the journalists and Zoe Quinn because she was sleeping around. Yeah, who was found just sleeping around again with a comics journalist? It's not hearsay. It's actually happening. Comicsgate is right. The SJWs are wrong, but they don't want to do that. They want to paint this false history. Oh my gosh, like as if, oh, we're so innocent. Whose comic was just canceled at DC Comics because he was sexually assaulting women? Or he had in the past? You just do you forget about these things while you're writing your self-righteous lies? Look, we tried to be nice about it. But the simple truth is, we don't want you around here. Now beat it, Punky Brewster. Yeah, before it gets rough. Randy Thompson, is that you? Are you still having problems at school, hon? Oh, this face tattoo is so badass. Nobody's ever gonna hurt me again. Yes, so here's a troubled youth who probably gets beat up at school, and he's a little nerd, and he dislikes comics, and he's sick of SJWs ruining his comics. And you, big bad bully, have to come after him just because he wants his comics, and he likes them. Jimmy Pavlovsky. Get it? Pavlov. Are you sure you should be here? What the? I thought you'd be lying low after the whole BB gun incident. Oh, he shot himself in the ear. How did you? I kind of did my research. It reminds me of Infamous, maybe doxing people right here. I kind of did my research. Yeah, of course you did. You went, just like they did with me on Twitter. They went through all my tweets to go and find something to try to hold me liable to. That's what you guys do obsessively. You are psychotic, and you are obsessive, and you harass people endlessly, and you're just disturbed. Like Harley Quinn is disturbed. What a perfect allegory that you don't even see your own allegory. Oh my God, you are the villain. Where y'all going? I thought you wanted to get rough. Please don't tell, please don't tell, please don't tell. Oh my goodness. So of course, right, this is them trying to say we're the tough guys, and those Comicsgate meanies are just a bunch of posers and, you know, hiding behind screen names and living in their mom's basement. That's, of course, what they're trying to tell. And then back to the hot dog vendor. They ain't some confused boys, that's for sure. I just hope somebody gets to them while they're stupid and malleable. Malleable. Interesting choice of words. Malleable. Because that's what progressives love to do. They love to get the malleable people and mold them into their little sheeple. No, they're against actual individuality and free thinking. They want malleable people. Remember this. And remember this hot dog vendor guy, because this is the whole thing like that Zach started. This is his analogy. That selling comics is like being a hot dog vendor. And that hot dogs are for everyone, comics are for everyone. I told you they're just the tip of the iceberg. This is way bigger than one store. Close shop, Oscar. What are you doing? I'm getting out of here before the rest of them... Oh. Rumble, rumble. And look, of course, now here's the entirety of Comicsgate, stirred up by probably none other than Ethan Van Sciver, because, you know, he leads this army. Where's Ro Kabir? Where is he? This guy is dark skin. That looks like he could be Ro. Right? Who's this guy? Is that Timothy Lim? Oh, there's Ethan. That's got to be Ethan. Look at that beard. Look at that. He's been eating some pies right here. Yeah, come on. I'm sure I'm in the background. Where's your boy Zach? Is that him right there? The little cropped head? I want to point out something very interesting. Look at the diversity. You got a little Asian. You got a dark-skinned guy, maybe Hispanic or something of that nature. You know, all the others are, well, I guess you got the Hispanic hot dog guy. But he's neutral. He's just trying to sell his hot dogs. We got white girl Harley Quinn being white knighting against the pet industry that just wants to sell pets their way. You don't have to agree with selling pets only to men, but in a free country, in a free society, as much as you might find this distasteful, there's nothing wrong with people saying we want to sell pets just to men. There's really nothing wrong with that. That can sound misogynistic to you. That can sound distasteful, and I'm not going to disagree with that. What I'm saying is in a free society, we need to allow this, right? So that you can be free. Because if you don't allow them to do their things, you can't expect people to allow you to do your things. So here we got Humpty, whatever, stupid. What in chicken's name? Oh my God, right? Because chicken, God, oh my God, stupid. It's about preserving tradition. That guy at the window. Crash and coming through. Come on, everyone to the wax museum. I can't hold him for long. We don't need feminism. It was perfectly happy when men were in charge of the pets. Why are you so angry? You know, because this is trying to say any woman who disagrees with feminism is, of course, this evil, I don't know, Nazi sympathizer. It's just so ridiculous. Drop the cat, soy boy. He's an egg. He can't be made of soy. Oh no, we're too late. Drop the cat. So it's so stupid. They don't even understand these references that they're being used. Oh my goodness. And then here's this guy. This is for Mike's Rent Animal. Give it up. Men are just better at selling animals. It's science. And this is where it goes off the rail. I've never heard anyone in comicsgate make any sort of allegation that men are better at comics or they're better at selling comics and that it's science. The only person that ever claims about science like that are the progressives. Comicsgate just wants to be free to have the comics they like and to have people sell them those comics they like without people like this harassing them and bullying them and changing the industry. They just want to have their comics, and that's it. But no, they have to change that, because if that was how it was painted here, and these guys were just doing their thing and not bothering anyone, then you'd sympathize. But they have to turn them into monsters in order to try to sell this weird-ass narrative. Don't forget, this is a psycho killer murderer. This guy wants to sell animals to men. This comic is telling you that this is better than this. So, of course, Carly grabs a sword. Now they have a sword fight. And this is remember, don't forget, this is a comic book. This is the only action. Clink. What the fucking pose is this? This is the action of the comic. Oh, sorry, nope, 2 panels. She kicks him. Oof, of course. 3 panels, because trauma to the head. Amputation is the sincerest form of flattery. Oh my gosh. So, let us not forget, legendary criminal. Steals probably millions. I actually have a lot of good arguments if you just... Zutulor, I don't even know how to pronounce this French. Cat shoots him. What the... This is okay in comics land. Is if you want to sell your comics, if you want comics for men, let's say, I don't want to sell not to sell comics to men, because Comicsgate doesn't just want to sell comics to men. That's not what it's about. But many of them do want comics that were designed to appeal to men to stay that way. They want those comics to stay that way. If you do that, you are evil. But if you shoot people, if you rob people, if you're a mass murdering psycho bitch, that's fine. But how dare you want to sell, or sorry, have comics printed for men? I can think of no. So even if he's not dead from this shot, which I don't see any bullet wounds. He's going to be dead from this fall. I only wanted an honest debate. This, of course, is reference to the fact that we want an honest debate, and they always dodge us, and they will never actually give us an honest debate. And then they try to make fun of us as if we're not sincere that we want an honest debate. They always try to spin things around. They do this in politics, progressives. You know, if you follow anything about the whole Trump thing, it's like whatever he does, no matter what he says, will be spun around to be something it's not. So we actually do want an honest debate. This guy could have very well wanted an honest debate, but they shot him so he could fall to his death in mockery. And this is basically to say, like, this is a lie. He was just trying to BS us and wanting an honest debate, and we got him. No, you got a guy who just wanted an honest debate, and you killed him in cold blood because you're fucking psychopaths. Gosh. There's so many of them. What can we do? I don't know. Can you keep killing? Because apparently that's what you like to do, to use violence to stop the spread of ideas or stop individual thought. You got a point. They assembled a pretty nice angry mob there. I got an idea. So, making a phone call. You mind? Gosh, I'm trying to make a phone call here. So stupid. Let us in. You can't block all of us. Which, of course, is reference to Twitter, being how they love the block comicsgate. All the pros love the block. Right? And so comicsgate is constantly one of the things that fans are talking about, and I'm included, is why are you blocking me? Especially if I haven't harassed, if I haven't done anything. You know, if I'm being an asshole to you and you block me, you're well within not just your rights, but well within reason. I have no argument or problem with that. But if I'm just an innocent bystander and you don't like the artist formerly known as Diversity in Comics, and I happen to be a follower of his, so you block me, that just shows your contempt for fans and your idea of guilt by association. And I have a problem with that. And that's what most comicsgate has a problem with, is this guilt by association and this contempt that the pros have for tens of thousands of fans that they've never dealt with, but they could care less because they have an ideological agenda that matters more than the fandom that put them where they are. And so this whole blocking thing. So, but of course it's spun to be like blocking is good and these guys should be blocked. And they clamor that, oh, you can't block all of it. No, you're wrong. See, eggs, every angry mob has a weakness. And what's that, Harley? Boredom. How long is this going to take? I've got spin class in an hour. Oh, look, boredom. Oh, look, Kitty Cat's found a helicopter. Oh, look, Kitty Cat's got the remote control. Oh, Kitty Cat knows how to fly the helicopter. Bullshit. I can't. Most people can't fly a helicopter. You know how complicated it is to fly a remote control helicopter? Stupid, but whatever. Nothing matters. Can anyone see what's going on here? I'm getting hungry. Meow, super cat. Oh no, look, cat's got someone in the face. Great, cats from the sky. And that's not all. What do we got now? Oh, hey, look, Selena Kyle's just hanging around. Another villain, by the way, who robs and steals from people. I'm sure she's hurt quite a few people as well. So what's this about women with cats? Look, I'm just going to sit here cool like the fawn. Oh, we can't call her the fawns because that would be male chauvinist. I don't know what. Some cool woman. None of your business, bit. Wrong answer. Zap. Oh, God. So a person says it's none of her business and she gets violent with him. Who's saying none of your business? Violence. Who's the bad person? Come on, we got to get out of here. Yeah, let's write angry letters to toy companies. What does toys have to do with pets? Okay, so let's forget about that. What's so bad about this? What's wrong with writing letters to companies? Why are these people needing to be hurt? Because they want to write angry letters to companies? You have to hurt them and bully them? Oh, damn it. This is not how I envisioned my weekend. Can you give me a ride home? Because, of course, every one of them have to be complete losers. Where'd my angry mob go? Hello, angry mob? I don't know, Randy, but you might want to find him before I turn you into cat food. You formed a mob that complained about things that you didn't like. You didn't hurt anyone. You just shouted how you felt. This woman is wielding a blade, threatening to cut you and turn you into cat food. This is the hero of the story. The mass murdering, psychotic bitch is the hero. And the villain were the people that dared fucking complain about something they didn't like. Harley, are you okay? Oh yeah, thanks for picking up the phone. It's strangely gratifying when someone takes the time to hate your work. I like to cause a ruckus as much as anyone. What I don't understand is why do it for such boring old ideas? I mean, if you're going to be evil, at least make it interesting. Evil? They're not evil. Evil at least has a capacity to change. No, they're worse than evil. They're nostalgic. Well, thanks for helping out, Selena. Achoo! Yeah, you bet. Anything else? Want a cat? Oh, got the wallet. Look, she stole, presumably, Selena's wallet. Oh, but it's so cute. She took it. Well, she stole. That's okay, because this cat doesn't complain. It doesn't buck the status quo, and it goes along with what the bullies say. So that's fine. You can be a murderer and a thief. Just don't care about people changing things you like. Do you like comics? Did you grow up as a young boy reading comics, and did it heavily impact your life? Are you upset because that had a great meaning to you, and now it's being changed to represent this evil fucking social agenda? I totally skipped over the best part of this fucking book. I can't believe it. Back to, why are we doing it for such boring ideas? I mean, if you're going to be evil, at least make it interesting. Here's Selena Kyle. Evil? They're not evil. Evil, at least, has a capacity to change. No, they're worse than evil. You're worse than evil, comicsgate. You're nostalgic. This is the most contemptful comic to fans I have ever read. This is utter shit. It's not even a funny story. There's nothing even entertaining about it. This is complete rhetoric. This is everything that comicsgate rails against when they talk about we don't want proselytizing. All this book does is proselytize. It's a complete propaganda piece to tell this false allegory about comicsgate to the readers who don't know any better, are going to read this and they're going to see that it's coming from DC Comics, which is going to give credibility to this story because of this name, DC, saying, oh, you published this. This all must be true. This is lies. The allegory is false. And what's worse is they don't even understand while they're making these lies the picture that they're painting themselves. This is the SJW. She is an SJW in this book, clearly. You read the story along with me, right? She behaves every bit as an SJW. She doesn't even behave anything like Harley Quinn that I know of. Like, I'm not an expert on Harley Quinn, but holy shit. This is terrible. She is literally DC's SJW. And she's on the street doing shit, and it's just maligning half the fan base. And you say, well, Ash, I mean, it's not half the fan base. Especially if you're not on the side that I'm taking here, you might say, well, oh yeah, you're just a small group. No. Comicsgate is the vocal part of that fan base. There are hundreds of thousands of people that agree with Comicsgate, but they don't speak up because most of them quit comics 20 years ago like I did, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or somewhere in that last 20-year span. They've quit comics and they've moved on to other things, and they don't even know that this book exists. They don't know I exist. They don't know what's going on. They just know comics became shit, and they went on to something else. You don't hear from them, but you hear from their sales or the lack thereof. You hear where X-Men used to sell 500,000 issues on a random fill-in issue. 500,000 copies. Before there were movies, before all this big stuff, before comics were cool, 500,000. Now, they're lucky to get 30,000. It's the greatest, it's a travesty. Where did all those people go? They left. They left. And they say, well, Comicsgate's a small group. No, it's not. It's just, there's only a small active contingent of the people who are vocal and are trying to still fight the fight, right? It's like the Revolutionary War. Most people don't understand or don't know the facts. You know, the Revolutionary War was fought by 5%. 5%. Now, does that mean only 5% agreed? No, of course not. They would have never. The Revolutionary War would have never gone. But the vast majority of people that agreed with the revolutionaries just didn't want to fight. Most people are non-confrontational by nature. It was the 5% that were active that waged the war and influenced others to eventually fight and grow. Comicsgate is a very similar case here. You know, maybe it's 5% of fandom. I don't know. But there's a big gap between what the SJW is. The SJW is probably the other 5%, and everyone else is in the middle. Anyways, this has been long enough. If you liked what I had to say, please comment. If you hated what I had to say, say what you have to say. I guess I just asked maybe that you be civil. This is Harley Quinn 56. Encourage everyone else. Get Zach. Get a ton of people emailing Zach to review. I'd love to see what Zach has to say. Ethan. I'm not on Twitter, so I can't even contact Ethan anymore. But any of my other YouTubers out there that follow my channel, if you get this book, this is something for you to do your own reviews on. I would love to see the word get out on this. This is an abomination. This is an assault against comics fans from DC. I expect this from Marvel, not DC. It's very disheartening. But I'm not gonna go overboard just yet. This is a one-off thing, and comics is a complicated industry. Thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry for this long form, but I'm not really that sorry. Doug did more like a 15-minute video on this. It's more concise. I wanted to give this more detail than that to complement what he was doing. Hopefully I did. I hope I added some value. Hopefully you liked seeing me rant about this. And yeah, I'm done. Thanks for watching.